Okay, so today I'm gonna teach you about Unity. Unity is basically a game engine which is built to create multiple types of games of different genre, of different categories. Right. So first we create this application called Unity Hub. This is Unity Hub, and I have logged in my account details already here. So first you have to install an editor from here. We will install the latest. I have two options for silicon and for Intel. So I have a M1 chip, so I have two options, silicon and Intel. But you most probably will have only Intel, not silicon. But since I am on M1, so I'm gonna install the silicon one. Right. So now we have options to add platform support. So I will add Android build support, and we have iOS, then we have tvOS, Linux, Visual Studio, Mac build, of course web, Mac, and various other options. We have language options as well and the documentation, but you're gonna skip that. I'm gonna continue, read this, like agree with this, and stop. It's gonna take a while. And since I guess you're new to Unity, so I'm gonna teach you about everything Unity has in its toolkit to offer. It has to offer a lot of things, right? So I will tell you about that. We have long-term support, download, and citizenship and everything else in between. So we have projects. I'm gonna start a new project. I will show you how this editor works. Right, I will show you how to create a demo project. So I'm gonna create a new project, and we are not going to create a project here. So we're gonna change this, and let me open this demo project for you. It will take a while. So Unity editor has started. Now we will go into the editor application from Unity Hub. So this application that you can see is Unity editor, right? It's very overwhelming right now because you will see a lot of tabs and a lot of layout might seem a little overwhelming for you, but and about the layout you can actually set here like what you want to see, what you don't want to see, right? This was actually layers option, and this is the layout option. We're gonna create it to default. This is the default option, default layout, and I'm gonna show you 2x3. This is 2x3 layout, post click, web layout, and then we have default, which was usual, tall, and right. Within the other versions, and you can save layouts according to yourself as well. We're gonna use the default layout, but you can customize it and save it here. Right, let me save default and right. So this is layers option. This is different. We will be exploring this as we move forward in the course. Right. So I'm going to tell you about all of the layout first. This is hierarchy, right? This is project window, this is console, and this is inspector, right? So what happens is, and this is the game view, here. This is our main camera. So this is actually the the construction site of Unity. We construct everything here and it's rendered here, right? I'm going to create a new game object, 3D game object, new. Now I have it here. I'm gonna put it a little bit far from the camera view so that you can see. So you can see the see the cube, right? So this is how Unity renders it. Also, it's a 3D program, but the camera can only see what we allow it to see. Right now, the camera can see, but if we this is the custom view. This is actually the camera view. You can adjust it from here, from field of view, from how far you want to take out the view of the camera. You can see the lines getting adjusted in the same view, right? So now, if you adjust it or if you take it out of sight, right, out of sight of camera, you will disappear in the game and you move for towards the camera, towards the you you will see it, right? So there are a lot of options here on the inspector window. Inspector window is something which gives you the overview of a particular game object that you have selected. These are the game objects. This cube is a game object. This everything in Unity is a game object. Basically, this cube, this camera, all of them will have some inspector properties, right? So but it's still installing the editor that we actually put it on download. So it will take around half an hour. I'm gonna show you this is actually a preview of the latest editor which is Unity 6 and it's still in development. I won't suggest you to use this for your daily projects or for your projects that you want to support in long term. It's actually a preview of the editor. It's the beta version. But I'm still gonna show you this because this has actually a lot of improvements in Unity and it has done a very decent thing. It's actually very interesting, right? So we have this and we have this reflector, we have layers. So let's do this. Let's add rigid body to this component. We have rigid body. Let's play this scene. So you will see it goes down, right? And it will keep on falling because what we did was by adding rigid body, we added physics properties to it. Right? You can see mass, drag, angular drag, and automatic tensor. There are a lot of options that you can see inside this. And the thing is, Unity is very huge, very huge because it has a lot of options for you to say. You can have a lot of things. You can do a lot of things inside Unity. So let's get started. Let's create a simple app inside of it. So I'm gonna teach you about different layers of Unity, right? All of the buttons and the menu window, how it works, right? So the project will host all of your assets, scripts. So this is how you create a script. You right click on the project folder, you create. There's this folder that you can create, C# script. Then you have shader graph and state graph, visual scripting, physical shaders, and all of these might seem very overwhelming for you right now, but you will definitely learn it step by step, right? Not all in one, right? You create a folder called let's go inside it to create a C script. Right? This is how a C script looks. You can see it in the inspector. We have opened it, and this is a default C script look like, right? So open it. It has opened, right? Yeah. So my ID has malfunctioned because of something. As you can see, it's loading again and again. So yeah. So this is Visual Studio. IDE will be like the environment that you will be coding in. You can use Visual Studio or any other studio that you are comfortable with. Right. So this is how a C script is using system collection, using system collection generic, and using system engine. So these are namespaces which you use for different purposes. You will know what a namespace is in the coming session. Right? So we have void start and void update. So this is actually a method like which function comes first in Unity. So this cycle in Unity which renders the functions based on that cycle. I will tell you about the cycle in a short moment. We have already covered default tab, right? The layout tabs, and now we have in the hierarchy. So as you can see, every game object that is inside of this scene, if you double click on it, it will zoom out to that game object, the game object we are covering. Right? So we can see that every game object is actually uh, inside hierarchy, right? Every game object will be here, and you can pull it if you create. Let's say you duplicate this object and you select both. You create an empty parent object, and that parent object will have both of the groups. Right? So just simple steps. You're gonna go from simple to very complex to very complex. Right. So you can right click and look around. This is the PD space that we are in. You can change the direction of the skybox to different colors and different lighting settings. And this is actually perspective, from which perspective you want to see. Right, it will change axis based on how you want to see it. X, Y, Z, whatever axis you want to see. So this is actually the view tool. You can view different disks. You can log in and you can rotate around the scene. Right? This actually does not change the position of the game object. This is just for your viewpoint, right? Then we have this change. This tool is called move tool. You can move different game objects based on how you want to play with them, right? This we have three axes actually, X, Y, Z. So you go up and you can see in the inspector the Y axis is being, it is increasing because we are going up, so it is increasing. If you go down, it will decrease. If you go left, if you go on to the Z axis, it will decrease. it will get into the positive stack, and we again come back into the negative one. Then we have x-axis. Along the x-axis we are going, as we go further it increases, as we go down it decreases. So this is how the axis functions. You can also rotate game objects into different axes. You can see the rotation, Z rotation going up. You can do it from here as well. Just click on it and you will be able to play with it. Same for Y axis. Right? Same for Z axis. X axis. So you can discard it from here so that you can go to the default. So as you can see, we have discarded, so the cube also went because we did not save the project. So if we were have to save the project, the cube would still have been there. Always remember to save your project. Whatever you do, please keep a copy, keep a backup copy, and always save your projects. Right? So this is the rotation tool. This is the scaling tool. You can scale up from here. You can see the scales here, and you can see that when we increase it on this axis, y-axis, it decreases. You can go down. You can invert it as well. You can see a minus point when it is inverted. You can see the x-axis being increasing, right? You can see the y-axis decreases, inverted. Same goes for Z, and you can create different forms from this three primitive objects like these. You have a different set of objects here. You can see 3D objects. You have cube, sphere, capsule, cylinder, plane, chord, quadrilateral, Smash Pro, that is for text, and legacy tools, ragdoll, terrain, tree, and wind zone. So these are primitive objects that you can, as you can see, we created a plane out of a cube. So you can play around with these objects and create whatever you want to create. I created a plane out of that cube. Then create it into something different using these tools, scale tools, and we can send it a little, make it a platform. Now it is a platform, right? We already have box collider attached to it. Colliders are basically for detecting collisions, right? So we have this one more tool. This is called the React tool, right? It will actually change the axis and scale according to your needs. It's like a crop tool, kind of how you want to play with it. It depends, right? This is that tool. This is for, it's called the transform tool. You can have everything in a single tool, right? And then this is the edit bounding volume. We have to hold shift alt after clicking control handle to pin in the center. And you can also hold shift after clicking the control scale uniform. And also you can go around looking, create shift plus W. You press shift plus W and go forward. Shift plus S backward. Shift plus D right. Shift plus A left, right. So you can play around here and you can go around and look whatever you want to do. And this is actually a pretty good demo. Now that you are very far away from the game objects, you can just click on the cube, double click on the cube and it will get you there, right? And also you can go far, click on the game object and you click F and it will focus on that particular game, right? I'm not using my mouse for this, I'm using keyboard keys to focus on that particular game, right? So this is a basic overview, and then we have console. We will be console is basically for debugging or debugging for debug.console. We use it for say any kind of thing that also if a button is clicked or if something was clicked or if something needs to be clicked. So this is where the debugging happens, and this is the project window where all of your assets will be. Everything that is included in your build window will be in this assets window, right? Everything means everything, right? If it's not included here, it won't be rendered, right? So it needs to be in the assets window. So this is a basic overview. We will tell you about the inspector. I will tell you about the inspector. These are different components, right? Every game object has a different set of components, and you can play around with these components to create a 3D world. Materials. We have a default material. We can create one more material, and in material we gonna give it new red shape. Let's give it a red shape. Like we have different options to make it. You can see it in the new material form. You can use the different options to play with it and give it a little bit shine, make it feel or whatever you feel like. Smoothness, I can make it very smooth. Let's make it very smooth, right? And you can use an image here to play with the materials. And structure it. Because it is very important that you structure the code beforehand. Because what happens is it can get very messy very easily. So now that you have created your first own very material, you can drag and drop on the game object and you can see that it has changed color. Right? Has changed color and we have it here, new material. You can show it in mesh renderer. You can directly edit the material here and it will be reflected there, right? So let's increase or decrease the metallic smoothness, you can see, and this is how materials we play with materials mostly to create a visual effect. Some of these are done by designers, but you still need to know that you can do it inside, right? Inside everything. And then we have directional lights. You can use to give it different colors and it will be reflected as you can see in the project window, and the scene window and the game window. Right? So this is how we play with different. We use these simple tools to create very engaging and very interesting gameplays. Right? This is how we use these things to create a triple A title. Let's say, right? So I'm gonna give you a demo project so that you can understand very better and it will tell you about all the different parts that you need to know about.